About 3 weeks ago, I had the dumbest thought. But if I made a dress for each of the 12 days of Christmas, and then I had another thought to extend upon the original thought. Oh, and like each dress would be themed after a different Christmas theme, or like a different way to decorate for Christmas. This is the problem, because now that I have that idea in my head, I can't get rid of it. And I also planned out each individual dress and each individual theme, and each dress themed off of the theme. And now we're gonna have 12 Days of Christmas in dress form. Today we are gonna be making the buffalo check themed dress. But before I get into the actual dress, let me explain what 12 days of dresses means. Now, as you can no doubt see, I have some kind of chart here. That is not the case whatsoever. Here we have the plan for the next few months. You can actually see each individual design. If you're interested in seeing them before I make them, then, I don't know, tell me in the comments. What was my point? I knew that I wanted each dress to be themed off of a different way to decorate for Christmas. So, we have White Christmas, Buffalo Check, Winter Wonderland, Traditional Christmas. Now, why Christmas?
Isn't it September?
Well, yes. But why not? Okay? Because I have been unsuccessful in locating any kind of cheap leather that I can use to make my descendants' costumes. So a lot of those projects that I mentioned in my last video, I'm not going to be able to get to, simply because I haven't been able to find them. As you might have noticed, unless you were looking somewhere else, maybe about the beautiful pictures, I don't know, but you should be focusing here more. Or on this jacket. This jacket's pretty cool. Okay, focus. There are multiple dresses in some of these categories. That is because I am an indecisive person, and now I am stuck deciding between them. You don't have to worry about that unless you want to be part of the decision-making process. I'm just saying. Comment, please. I started with what I believe to be the easiest, the buffalo check dress. And today, I'm going to, I suppose I'm showing you how to make it, but I was not very instructional and did not film most of the process. I'm really, really sorry. Not relevant at all. I am the queen of bringing up irrelevant things in my intros, but I'm also really good with a lightsaber. Yeah. Okay, focus. It should be an interesting ride because a lot of it's undecided, and maybe you get to help me plan out this dress. And also help me come up with a fun challenge or idea to do on the day where I will be wearing the dress. Yeah, let's get into the video, because this is kind of itchy. Come on. Gotta turn the camera on. First, with the fleece, not cotton, I took out an old skirt pattern piece. Not to cut it out, but to make sure the angle of the skirt was correct. And then the top of the skirt was the correct angle. I used 4 yards of the fleece for this dress, and I still had some left over. So 3.5 should be plenty, but I did use a lining of a different material, so keep that in mind if you're making it with a lining of the same material. I pinned the panels together and tried to figure out if I liked it. That's what I'm doing in this scene, by the way. If you can't tell by my face, I liked it as much as I like someone eating the last of the grapes without asking. Which means I did not like it at all. So it's not the most flowy skirt, which is a little disappointing. I tried my best. But I'm thinking if I hike it up a bit, it will have more volume. Okay, in this clip I said volume like I was gonna keep talking, and then I never kept talking. Just more volume, that's it. Okay, one of the easiest parts of making a dress is usually just sewing the skirt panels together. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew these two panels together. I don't think I need to add a third panel like I was thinking.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. I was thinking about adding a third panel just to give it some extra volume.
I think I can make this work. Now, it is technically crooked, as I explained, but when I put it all together, it didn't actually look that bad. And I like a little character, so we might leave it that way. But either way, the panels have to get sewn together, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that.
The bodice was pretty easy. I've done several bodices in the past. The main problem was the sleeves, although these actually came out the right size. I cut out the bodice panels from an old sheet and then sewed them together and then, did the old flip it inside out thing with the fleece bodice and then attached the sleeves, and here we are. Sorry, that was the laziest editing and voiceover ever, but I did not have much content to work with. I did not film at all when making this dress. I'm so sorry. But this shot right here of the dress, this is how I wanted it to look. It's how it was supposed to look. It didn't come out looking exactly like that, but just keep this in your mind and say it once looked perfect. But I guess nothing in life is perfect, so I actually kind of like it better now. Here I'm showing off the magnificent sleeve job. Although, to be fair, it's not actually that good, but I was proud of it because my last time doing sleeves really did not turn out well, if you recall.
Oh, my calves hurt so bad. Oh. And this is what it looks like on the sleeve. I really, really wanted it to be longer on the sleeve, but I ran out, and the thought of just doing one of them and then having the other one not be finished was a little, I had to finish it. I'm just gonna sew it on the other sleeve. Maybe add some more fabric to the back just so it's not so tight, and then add a zipper, and then hopefully I'll be done and I won't have to think about it.
Let's try and get this as quick as possible because this is fleece and it's hot out here. Alright, lesson 1. Don't make a fleece dress when it's still summer. Because in Texas, summer lasts until about beginning October, mid-October, sometime in there. Yeah. It's not finished, clearly. I have to sew that together. But, well, what do I say to all of them? They have a character. So, yeah. This concludes the first part of our 12 days of Christmas dresses.